Hello everyone, this is Eagle and welcome back in Steel Division 2. So this time we are moving from the tank divisions which we reviewed so far to the first mechanized division that we are reviewing in the Soviet divisions. We will review the 3rd Guard Mechanized Corps. And as Eugene says here, 3rd Guard Mechanized Corps was among one of the first units that it fought its way to Brezhnya River during Operation Bagration. Depended mostly on Lend-Lease equipment such as the Shermans and the Valentine and some mechanized units or some mechanized carriers. Mostly of what is represented here in this division is accurate. I only found one source that says that this division should have had SU 122, but other than this, I find everything presented in this division is very accurate. I would say that this division is one of the most accurate division presented in the game or implemented in the game, but I would also say that it is one of the worst divisions to play with. The division is pretty weak and it has pretty weak performance, especially in 1 versus 1 gameplay. Anyway, let's move on and let's have a look on how I set up this division. So as I said, I consider this division is one of the worst to play with in the game. I didn't like it, to be honest. It has weak tanks. I mean, the M4 Shermans are only good for spamming. I mean, if you are relying heavily on spamming techniques, this division might be the one for you. But if you are playing in tactical way or in more defensive way, or even a rush, I don't think this division will work good. Of course, it depends from a player to player, but I'm just saying my opinion here. So let's go to the recon tab. So in the recon tab, as we can see, it is pretty standard like every other recon tab on all the Soviet divisions which we review. All of them are copy paste. The only big difference here, or the only one difference, are this sniper. So this is a sniper unit which costs 10 point only, pretty cheap, and it's good, but it also has a strength of 1, so it's very weak. However, it's good to take because snipers are really good when it comes to 1 versus 1 fight. They can really make a big difference, so that's why I selected one card of them, which only give you 3 units in phase A. You have no other option. And as usual, I selected the one Razvedka unit with the bazooka in phase A and another one in phase B, and then I had to choose between the T-34 or the Valentine. I prefer the T-34 because it is much faster, even though that the Valentine gives you 4 tanks instead, but in this case I just prefer to take the T-34. In the infantry tab, now since this division is a mechanized division, it has more slots for the infantry, but no major changes in the infantry type or the type of the infantry that you can use here. The only exception is this partisan unit, which is actually partisans unit, but they are also so weak. So I only selected them in phase A because they give better availability, and I had also this Tanko Disaniki, which is good in close combat. In phase B, I put one card of Gavardia and another 2 cards of Sabiri actually. And I like the Sabiris here because they are good in medium and close range. They also have semi-automatic rifles, so they are pretty good. So that's why I use 2 cards of them. And then one other Gavardia card in phase C. Nothing special in the infantry here. Only the normal infantry, which we can find also on other Soviet divisions. The only major difference, as I said, are the slots. In tanks, it's all Sherman, and there is one Valentine, but I choose to put all of them, all of the cards as Shermans. As I said, this would be only good in case if you are trying to spam Shermans to choke your opponent basically with tank spams. I don't like the tank spams personally, so I think this division is not for me. But anyway, let's move on. Support tab. In support tab also there is nothing special. There is absolutely nothing in this support tab. One of the major disappointments in this division is that there is no support gun, there is no support tanks, there is nothing, only the normal standard units, this flamethrowers and the machine guns. The only difference here that the machine guns have actually the MG42 with the partisans, so this is a captured MG42, but other than this there is absolutely nothing here. So moving to the anti-tank, and this tab is the interesting tab in this division because it has a BTRS and it also has a Panzerschreck team. So I use both of them, and both of them comes on fast transports actually, so they will be pretty good in rushing your enemy, especially that you don't have any fast recon units to rush with, or recon vehicles. There is also the Su-76, which is basically a tank destroyer that we can use. And of course I put the ZIS-2 57mm, one of the strongest anti-tank weapons in the Soviets. And then I added one card of the Su-85. I would have added more, but there are no more enough slots, as you can see. So moving to the anti-air tab, it says by Eugene that it has a weak anti-air, but I don't see it this way. I think the anti-air is good. This ZenR 37mm is very good anti-air, so having one card in phase A and another card in phase B, and then using this ZSU M17 is also a good choice. Anyway, artillery, I added one card of mortars because mortars are pretty important, as I said before in the game, and one card of ZS3 artillery and off-map artillery, of course, and I used one BM-824 rocket launchers. Again, there is nothing interesting here, maybe only the artillery, the off-map artillery, and the Katyusha missiles, or the 82mm rocket in this BM-8. The air tab also pretty standard. The only difference here is the Lag 3 Napalm bomber, which is also pretty underperforming. I mean, when I used it in the game, it did not do the damage effect which I expected on infantry. Usually Napalm are stronger than this, but for some reason I couldn't find it useful that much. Anyway, I had two choices to either use the Lag 3-4 or the B39N. I choose to take the Lag 3 because it's much cheaper, and I also have a light bomber Lag 3 which can be also used as a fighter. And then of course I took one card of the Isle for heavy bomber. So that is basically it. Nothing special about this division. Pretty bad performance in the game. So playing with it against tough players will be extremely difficult. It is said here that it is best played in phase B, but I actually played it as balanced. So let's move on and see how did I perform, or how did I use it in a gameplay. So everyone, this is the game. Let's have a look on how it went. This is a bit long game, and I tried to do my best using this division, but as I said, playing with this division is pretty difficult. I am playing as red color on the left side, and my opponent is playing on the right side as a blue color. And we have started deploying our troops, as we can see. This is one of the new maps which recently added in the last DLC update. So this is also my first time to play on this map. So let's see how the game went. So it seems like my opponent has lots of vetted units all over his deployment area. I also have some vetted troops, and we both have deployed our units. This map is pretty weird. It's new, but it looks somehow similar to the new maps in Warno, this game by Eugene. So let's see how this went. So as I said, I am playing with the 3rd Guard Mechanized Corps on the left, and my opponent is called Sox. He's playing with Skyjaeger on the right. So he starts right away by deploying this 217J2. It's a close air support plane, but I'm not sure exactly why he deployed this without a recon. Usually this comes with a recon in order to spot for the plane to fire on ground units. Anyway, he has one sniper here, and this map is pretty interesting because it has jungle fight, it has some open areas, and it has also a city fight. Now on the north, his sniper is trying to spot my units, and on the middle there is intense air battle between the Messerschmitt or the BF-109 and the Leg 3-4. So I'm trying to escape And here in the south, front seems calm. Let's see on the center. Also things looks calm. He's trying to advance here from the south, one Storm Skyjaeger, which is good in close combat. It has submachine gun, and it has also anti-tank heat shells. On the north, some skirmishes going on. And on the center, he has lots of vetted units here. Okay, his fighter also is trying to target my anti-tank weapon. So we both have the same number of flags so far. So he's trying to take this flag using this Skyjaeger, and he was able to destroy my flamethrower unit here. In the center now I am trying to advance my units in order to take this flag. He has one KV2, which is good in support. Let's see if I will be able to get his fighter here, or he will be able to escape. Yes, and I was able to destroy his fighter. And here he is also trying to push in the north. But I was able to destroy his transport. So playing with this third guard doesn't actually give you too many opportunities to rush or to push, basically, unless you are planning to do some Sherman tank spam, which I did not do in this case. Now there is an interesting fight between his close combat units and my close combat units, which are waiting for him. And I was easily able to destroy his moving units. Trying to target his unit, but he was able to destroy my light bomber. He also has some mortars here targeting my infantry, but luckily I was able to push before I get hit by the mortar. The mortar, of course, affected my leader only, but I'm still pushing. And I was able to get this flag. This area, he's trying to still push his infantry to take this area, but I was able to suppress him. He has some Grilly here and KV2, which will do good job in support fire for the infantry. I was able to kill his units here, and I want to push further. I'm trying to target his anti-air using the mortar, and I was able to destroy it. That's why I actually say that the mortar here are pretty powerful and scary weapon. He doesn't have an anti-air in this area, but he does have here and here as well. And I was able to kill his unit here, and I will try to push further. So far we both have the same number of lags. He's trying to push his Grilly here, but I have one ZIS-2 57mm waiting for it. Let's see who will win this fight. Yeah, definitely the ZIS-2 57mm was able to destroy his support tank. He was able to push me here thanks to the mortar in the center. And in this city everything looks calm. He's trying to push on the north, supported by one T-34. I am using my light bombers to support my flamethrower there. And here I advanced one T-34 recon tank, and I was able to destroy his MG. Things started to get more intense in the center and in the far north. He was able to kill the units here and have this flag, and here he was able to put some defense. So unfortunately he was able to spot my Rasvidka unit here, which I wanted to use to ambush his T-34 basically, but apparently this will not be possible. I am pushing here with some Su-85s in order to counter his attack on the far north. We are now in phase B. And he's pushing some T-34s in the south. T-34 and a KV-2. In the center, things are pretty calm now. I'm trying to push a little. And now the tanks started to engage with his T-34. I think the Su-85 will do a good job here. And I was able to get a penetration, but he destroyed my T-34. I put a commander here, and now I have my anti-air vetted VET-3, which is a good thing. Anti-air tend to perform better while they are vetted. As we can see, one anti-air was able to suppress these two planes. And here I'm able to hold, hoping to push further. And I'm pushing also Su-85s. So he was able to destroy the T-34, the 76, and that is obvious because this is a T-34 85, and obviously it's captured because it's with the Germans. So 2 Su-85s against 1 T-34. Wow, this T-34 took a lot, but finally it's burned. And here I got the flag and I'm trying to push. I would say this map is pretty big for 1 versus 1. I feel it's larger than the normal maps which we get for 1 versus 1 gameplay. He's pushing one off-map artillery using this recon plane. So it's a 172 millimeter artillery off-map. And here he's pushing large number of infantry, close combat infantry. So this will be a huge battle. Now I'm arranging my units this way in order to face him, and I'm putting my commander in behind. I'm not sure though if I will be able to kill his units. Yeah, and I used my light fighter bomber to do so, and he threw one tank anti-tank buster, so Ju-87 D3. But luckily I did not lose my tanks, and here I was able to kill his infantry and probably move forward from there. And I'm pushing also 2 Sabiris. And here I was able to regain control of this flag, and I'm trying to advance from here. Using now the lag 3-4, which is a napalm bomber. So let's see if it's effective. It did not destroy his Skyjaeger, but it definitely hurt them a lot. Doing the same on this side after I got this flag. So the plan is to push and move forward. Here I'm trying to take this flag from him. Let's see if I will succeed. Skijager is pretty powerful units. I was able to because I'm using Sabiri, which is much better in close combat. This is in the south. Now I have 15 flag, he only has 9. Thanks to getting these flags and also this one. He has one anti-tank gun here which keep destroying my infantry, my coming infantry. He has actually 3 mortars here. And I think I'm targeting his mortar because it's causing me lots of trouble. And I was able to destroy one of them. Again, he's pushing this Ju-87 anti-tank plane. But it missed. So I'm trying to support my close combat unit using this M2A1. He's putting an off map on my units here. Let's see what will happen. So I was able finally to put this Su-85s here, which will have clear sight on the road, so they can destroy anything coming. And I was able to destroy his off map, but he quickly pushes with a plane BF-109 and destroys my fighter. Here the off map will start now. I think it might destroy my vehicles. I did not lose much, but it definitely caused my units to panic. And here he is pushing with 4 T-34's tank, supported by a commander tank as well. This anti-tank is really causing me trouble because it is overlooking this road, so I'm not able to push. On this side now he's pushing more units. Finally I was able to destroy his sniper on the north, which might give me a way to advance. As you can see here, the napalm did absolutely nothing against this Pak 40. It's like we throw water on it. So that's why I'm always questioning this napalm bomber. Not all napalm bomber are like this, but particularly this one. I have 17 flag and now he only has 7. Let's see if I will be able to keep it this way. Destroyed one tank here using the Su-85. So far I am able to push using the third guard mechanized corps. But again, as I said, if this was a game against a toughest player, it would have been absolutely more difficult and extremely challenging. Again, he throws an anti-tank plane over my Su-85. And of course, if you go head to head with this close air support plane, you will lose your fighter. So never do that. That was a mistake. Again, this jungle has witnessed lots of close combat fights, and I was able to destroy his units here because I have pushed more Sabiris. Now he decided to, I think, kill all these infantry using this fighter bomber, but let's see if it will be able to drop accurately on the target, because I have actually withdrawn my units here. Yes, so he was able to destroy lots of units. That is good for him. So this bomber was actually useful. On here he's pushing using 3 units, actually 3 Skyjaeger. So his major strength now is in infantry actually, and that's why he is trying to push as many as he can. I'm also trying to push more anti-air, because he's relying heavily on the anti-air. Again, he's not able to fire his cluster bombs against my tanks, thanks to the anti-air. Now I'm just having this M2A1 to disturb his advance against the jungles until I get also more troops. In the north everything looks calm. Okay, pushing lag 3-4, which is basically a naval bomber, as I said, and trying to destroy all his units, but I missed. The first missed, the second was okay, but it did no harm other than panicking his troop, forcing him to retreat. Nebelm is usually more strong than this. So as we can see here, he pushed these 4 tanks from this side. Let's see if this will work. So my Su-85 are actually turning, but he continue running toward my units. So this is an interesting fight. I lost my tank. He didn't lose a single one. On the south everything is stable. On the center he started to regain some control and pushing large number of concentrated infantry in order to retake this flag and push forward, and he was able actually to balance the number of flags thanks to his push here. So I'm trying to stop him using the Gavardia anti-tank rifle, but he's pushing anyway, and I have Su-85s coming. So I'm pushing one Razvedka here, trying to destroy him with the bazooka, but unfortunately these bombers caused it to be bent down, but also his turret was stuck. But 3 Su-85s are now firing back and destroying all of his units. Also heavy fight on the center. This rocket launcher probably came here by mistake. These things sometimes happen. So he's relying heavily on air units actually. I'm trying to suppress that using the anti-air. We still have one tank here, but with the turret stuck. So my tank just rammed into it and actually fired from close distance, and we were able to destroy it. This T-34 Razvedka is trying to support the infantry push here. And he is also still have a large number of infantry in the center. At least he was able to balance the number of flags. So pushing to other IL-4, trying to destroy his infantry on the south to push further. Actually, these planes are attacking the tanks, and the Napalm are attacking the infantry, and did pretty good damage against him. On the center also, I'm trying to encircle his Jaeger Pioneers, but I'm not sure if I can do that. Let's see. North, things are stable. So I was actually able to destroy his 2 units, and I lost mine now, but I think I still have these 2 flags, and he has no units here. Somehow he was able to destroy my T-34 in this area. My anti-air is out of ammo, so that's why I am vulnerable against his air raids. He's pushing now heavy bombers and close air support, as well as anti-tank plane all together. I think he's trying to target the Su-85s. And he fires. He was able to destroy one tank. Luckily they were spread. Here I am pushing with my infantry. He doesn't have any troops to protect this area. Now he's pushing one martyr. So Thanks to this, I'm able to gain more flags. My anti-air is out of ammo, so that's why he's flying around. Now he's concentrating lots of pioneers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Large pioneer spam to the jungles. And I'm out of pioneers, I think, because I'm putting the Gavardia in the jungle, which something that I don't usually do. Trying also to push here. He's doing another run using heavy bombers and the GU-87 anti-tank plane. I'm pushing another anti-air. And he was able to get 2 tanks. That is good. Also firing using the heavy bombers. Again, he's trying another more one push here. In the center also. He's doing now a counter attack. It might be his last one. So let's see if he will be successful in pushing my units. So I'm trying to support my units also using the Air Force. So since he pushed some tanks here, I'm also pushing anti-tank or tank destroyers. So deployed more anti-air, so the anti-tank is back to work. Here, his spammed unit was able to finally push me and get this flag. This is the first time to take this flag since the start of the game by him. So I need to do something about it. Now I'm trying to bomb him using heavy bombers. Did not do much damage, and I'm pushing lots of Gavardia to protect this area. Here he's trying to push to regain control of this flag and this area in general. Again, I'm using napalm. Not the quite performance that I expected from the napalm bombers actually. This leg 3 is not as other napalm bombers in the game. Again, he's pushing another off map artillery, but I was able to suppress it. Lots of pioneers actually. That is he pushing. Anti-air. So I was able to actually suppress his attack here, but he still have large number of troops, so that's why I'm pushing with one off-map artillery and another rocket launcher as well. But his air spam is huge actually, and the problem is that my anti-air is going out of ammo. But let's see. And now I put an off-map artillery. His attack was not successful here. He's still trying. On this side, I was able to destroy his units and push forward. I'm also trying to encircle him actually from this side, and taking advantage of the off-map artillery which just deployed. Again, he still have more troops coming, and more off map. And by doing this bomb run, I was able to get that flag as well. And here I'm trying to destroy the grilly because it's trying to target my infantry here. And it's gone with a direct hit. One thing that I did is that I did not actually bring support from the support tab. I did not bring supply trucks, and that is because I have them mounted with this artillery. So I'm bringing now artillery, but I also bring supply trucks to use it to supply my anti-air. And I should have done this a little bit earlier in the game, because my anti-air actually is suffering because of low ammunition. But doesn't actually matter at this stage because I have more flag than he does, and it looks like I'm gonna win the game. So he's trying to target the tanks, but I was able to suppress him using the anti-air. He was able here to destroy one of my IL-4s using his fighter. I'm throwing everything I have in the center, trying to get rid of close combat units that he has. But still no luck, and I don't have any more close combat units. But since he is pushing large number of air units, I'm also pushing my air force to support. I have just now started pushing a large number of Shermans, or started to use the Shermans basically. I mean, other players would have never done this. Mostly they would have pushed with the Shermans from the start and spammed as much as they can. This is a way to win using this division. However, I prefer to just wait, also to have a bit of a showcase for this division and show its equipment. And from what I found, that the performance of this division is pretty weak. But anyway, I have control over most of the flags now, and from the timer the game looks lost for him indeed. So I had pretty high kills, 4215, and he also had an okay kills. So let's have a look in the kill feed here. So one fighter got 3 lanes from his side, that is good. My close combat unit did a really good job at the start of the game, killing lots of his also pioneers and other close combat units. Mortars, not bad. This Su-85 did pretty well, destroying mix of tanks and infantry. This one as well. I could say that I used the tank destroyers very well in this game, so they were put into good use. Fighters as well did some good job, as well as the light fighter bombers, destroying many of his infantry. As we can see, lots of lost infantry due to bombers. Anti-air did okay, but what I noticed here, that the anti-air, it's not about being weak, it's actually about being low in ammunition. So at some point my anti-air lost all of its ammunition, which actually increased the length of the game due to the fact that he was depending heavily on Air Force as well. Let's see his kills. This support plane did a good job from his side, killing lots of units, including air units. This one, T-34, destroyed 2 tanks, which is a good thing, including a tank destroyer. Yeah, his sniper leaders are definitely an interesting unit. They are able to kill from larger distance, and they are also leaders, so they are pretty useful. As we can see here, he killed lots of infantry units. He relied heavily on bombers, so he was able to destroy some infantry using them. His Marder got also 1 tank and 1 rocket launcher. And I have to say, there was lots of CQC battles in this game, so it was coming back and forth, but for the most part I was able to destroy lots of his units. So out like from the kill feed, I cannot see anything unusual here, just some units which had some heroic fight. So that's it. As I said, I didn't like the division performance. The historical representation, however, is pretty good. So thanks everybody, and see you guys in future games.